Okay, if you're watching this video, that means you have completed all of the lecture videos and hopefully assignments for Unit 0. So I just want to take a quick minute and talk about the best way to prepare for your Unit 0 test. There was a ton of review topics in this section. And so the best way to review for it is to sit down and kind of put yourself in a testing situation. When you take a test, you're not going to be able to be listening to music and having your notes and all that kinds of things, right? And so I encourage you to study in the same type of environment that you're going to be testing in, right? So if you notice, after you finish J27, in the back of your notes, there is a review. Okay, so what this is these are all the practice problems that you worked in each section written here without the answers. Okay, so that's the best way to review. I would pull up the problems from J5 and I would work these out without using my calculator, without using my notes, without using the internet or apps or friends. Sit down and see if on a separate sheet of paper, because I did not leave you room to write it here, if you can work out these problems and then go back to J5 in your notes and check your answers. If you got them right, then you know, I'm good on this, okay? And then go to the next section. So J6, can you write these in interval notation? Can you look at the graph and write that graph in interval notation, okay? If you can, check yourself back with that section. If you're good, keep moving on, okay? If you happen to get to a section, let's say you get to J7 and you start looking at these exponent rules and you're like, oh man, I don't really remember how to do that. Like, yeah, it's been a hot day, right? Since I looked at that. I've slept since then. So I would encourage you, first of all, go back to J7 and look not only at the practice problems, but look back through the examples. Okay, see if you can follow the thought process. If not, go back and watch that video, okay? If you missed a section, definitely go back and watch the video. But even after looking through the notes and reviewing the practice problems, if you still don't feel good on that section, then go back and revisit your homework, okay? It may not improve your score if it's already, past due and things like that, but you can always review the problems. You can always look at similar exercises and work as many as you want, okay? So that's what I would suggest. So do that for each of the sections. If you can look at this review and be able to work through each of these problems, you are going to be golden on the test, okay? For those of you who kind of flip through this and you're like, oh my gosh, I know how to do all of this. This looks super easy. Then what I would suggest doing is to write down just a problem like from each section and kind of make up a pretend test, if you will. So maybe from J5, maybe you just pick this one. From J6, maybe you just pick that one, right? From J7, maybe you pick 2 and 6, or just give yourself a few from every section and see if you can sit down without music, without outside distractions, on white scratch paper and work it out and be able to get the correct answers. Because if you can do that, then you are more than ready for this test, okay? If you get stuck along the way or need help reviewing or have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here and I am happy to help.